Hello and welcome to HydraCollectables, where we let our geek flag fly. My name's Luke and I'm your host, and today we are going to discuss the untapped potential that Masters of the Universe Revelations still holds. So for those of you who are just joining us who haven't seen my previous video that I released on the new series, you can check that out up here. And yeah, long story short, I really enjoyed this show. In fact, I loved it. I really thought this was well written, well animated, and overall really well put together. So one of the biggest arguments against this show has been the lack of He-Man, the lack of Prince Adam. And yeah, I get it. Guys, this is not called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe anymore. This is Masters of the Universe Revelation. It is one small chapter in a much larger scale. I personally choose to see this as a reboot of the main series, and this is just all set up. This is literally getting us to a point where the story can unfold, and hopefully we will have a whole new Masters of the Universe with He-Man that we can all enjoy for many seasons to come. But we have to get through this setup first. But Luke, He-Man's dead. In fact, we've seen him die twice. There is no way he's coming back. Look, guys, if they start episode 6 with a shot of Prince Adam's grave, I'm right there with you. I will agree with you 100% that this was just a bait and switch and that they played on our emotions in order to push an agenda on us. However, I really don't think that's the case. I don't see them doing all of what they've done in these first 5 episodes only to bring Prince Adam back and kill him for a second time. I just don't see it happening. So, what do I see happening? Well, basically, we saw magic come back to Eternia. So whether it be the sorceress or in fact Teela herself, they will then use magic in order to heal Prince Adam from his wound, which, let's face it, it wasn't through the chest, wasn't through the heart, it was through the stomach. So there's a very good chance there that this wound is not fatal. It's also worth noting that whilst in Preternia, Prince Adam actually chose to remain in his lesser form. And I for one believe that this is really important. Why would they mention this? Why would they point it out if not for a reason moving forward? Let's face it, over the years we have come to love He-Man and we know an awful lot about He-Man and the past and the sword and everything else, but we don't really know much about Prince Adam. The 2000X series really tried to heighten Prince Adam, where he wouldn't just run off at the first sign of danger in order to transform into He-Man. Instead, he actually cared about what people around him thought, and he didn't want to be seen as the coward, so he would stick around to try and help before having to retreat and become He-Man to eventually save the day. What I personally believe will happen in the next 5 episodes is that we will see a healed Adam, again either by the sorceress or by Teela, who will then join the team alongside Teela and her gang and eventually regain the power sword back from the Skelly God. And this is where we will get our full reset of the entire series. The next 5 episodes should in theory end with Teela becoming the new sorceress and Adam/He-Man back by her side as her loyal protector. This would then lead us to a potential second season, which will be more in keeping with what we've known and loved all of our lives, pushing Prince Adam and He-Man back to the front and centre stage. As far as I'm concerned, all these 5 episodes have been is good storytelling. You need to feel for the characters, you need to feel that they are in danger. Imagine watching this, just flat out knowing that all characters were going to be safe. Is that what you would prefer? Would you prefer for Kevin Smith or other people involved to come forward and say to you, hey guys, we're going to do this, but don't worry, everything's going to be alright because good always triumphs over evil. Rest assured your childhood won't be ruined because these people are going to come back. No, you don't want that. The best way that I can really pinpoint and describe this to you guys is watching Infinity War by Marvel. So many of us watched that, and us comic book fans knew 100% that this wasn't the end of our characters. But there were a few people out there, very few, who actually believed that those characters were gone forever. With that snap of the fingers, they were never coming back. And to me, that is ridiculous. So many people getting so upset that they killed off Spider-Man, that they killed off Tom Holland's Peter Parker. No, we knew that it was coming back. And that is what I think is happening here. I think this is basically the Infinity War / Endgame event for the Masters of the Universe franchise. This is just pure setup in order to end it with Teela being the new sorceress, He-Man being back in the front and centre, being the protector by her side, and we've then got this entire universal existence of Eternia to explore. Now, to be fair, how we get there is anyone's guess. So yeah, Prince Adam could be joining the team and they could be going off to battle Skeletor, and we'll see a lot about Prince Adam and what makes him him. You know, we'll see him without the power sword, without the He-Man persona, and we'll see the true strength that he has. Hence why, when he was in Preternia, he chose to stay in that form. You know, it's indicating to us that he is more than just He-Man. He is Prince Adam, and Prince Adam is equally as important, two sides of the coin. So other possible plot points that we need to remember from these 5 episodes moving forward into the next 5 are, of course, characters like Evil Lyn. Evil Lyn and Beastman rejoin Skeletor in that final episode, episode 5, and yeah, I don't believe that Evil Lyn has completely reverted back to that evil side. You know, yes, Skeletor is back, maybe she's a little bit fearful, he does after all have the power sword, but I feel like Evil Lyn has always been one of those characters that plays both sides. She's always going to join the winning team. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised moving forward if she is a pivotal and key player in bringing down Skelegod. Next up, the sea remembers, and so does Merman. That is bound to come back, surely. They showed us that character that many of us have known and loved for a really long time. They kind of beefed him up a bit, made him look a bit more menacing, which again, I really enjoy. I love seeing that these previous henchmen of Skeletor are a bit more fleshed out and a bit more menacing. And yeah, I'm sure that's going to come back to bite everyone in the butt in the upcoming episodes. And finally, we have Triclops and his cult of techno, robotic cyborg people. This is bound to come into play moving forward. After all, it has always been a mashup of technology and magic and barbarianism and dinosaurs. There's always been a mix and match of characters here. And the fact that we've seen this cult, the fact that we've seen this virus that they can spread, which I believe came from Hordak back in the original 80s cartoons, it's just going to be a very pivotal role. Now, whether or not Skelegod decides to just wipe those guys out and Triclops and Trapjaw have to join the team in order to stop him is anyone's guess. But then maybe, just maybe, they could use that same technology in order to help bring Skelegod down. So yeah, for me at least, I think that's the most important thing. Realise that this is all set up for a new Masters of the Universe that will be more in keeping with the old cartoon that we all grew up and loved. You know, I love that this can be this way. I love that we can expand on these other characters. Who knows, in the next part, or maybe the next season, we'll even see other characters that are currently missing from action right now. We don't have to get everyone all at once. If you're playing the long game, and if you intend this to be around for a long, long time, that's the way to do it. You know, I want a Masters of the Universe, expanded universe. So yeah, I'm more than happy to sit out and wait. And even if we don't see other characters for, 1 or 2 seasons, that's okay, because when they come back, it will be all the more impactful and all the more meaningful to our nostalgia. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the first 5 episodes of Masters of the Universe Revelation, and those are my ideas for how I think it might move forward down the line. One thing that we've got to remember is that nobody goes out of their way to destroy our childhoods. That's not what they intend to do. They need our nostalgia. They need our money. They're not going to do something in order to squash this and get rid of it forever. Anything that was negative has been unintentional. It's not been their plan. So, yeah, I think everyone should just see this for what it is, which, like I say, is a stepping stone to an expanded universe, and just let it play out. Just wait and see. The worst thing that can happen here is that all this hate, all this negativity towards the show will make companies like Netflix say, okay, no, cut the cord, we're not going to do any of that. And we will never know what could have been. So let's just wait and see, let the series play out, let's see how that series ends, and yeah, make our decisions then. Stay positive, guys. If you agree with me, or even if you don't, please let me know in the comment section below. Like I say, I will be right there with you guys if in the next episode we see Prince Adam's grave. But until then, I'm keeping hope. I'm just really excited to see what comes next. So with that, I'm signing off, and until next time, I'll see you in another life. Take care.